Hello, thanks for joining us for an hour getting started with Google G Suite and Classroom on Glow. In this session, what we're going to do is have a look at some of the different assignment types that you can create in classwork. So to get started, once you've opened your class, go up to classwork at the top of the screen. Hopefully by now you've watched a video on creating your topics, which just help you to organise your assignments a wee bit better than having a big long list like this. So you go to the blue create button to start a new assignment, and you can see here you can create an assignment which is open-ended. You can have absolutely anything at all attached to that assignment. So if you've got external or you've got Google materials you've already made on Google Docs or Google Slides, for example, you can use those. You have quiz assignments, so when you open this it will automatically start a Google Forms quiz for you. You can pose a simple question to your learners. You can add just reading material with no activities attached to that, and you can reuse one that you've already created. So what I want to show you in this session is creating a basic assignment which covers most bases. The example I have here is a comprehension activity. So what I'd like learners to do is read the text and then So I want to read the text I've got for them, and I'd like them to then answer the questions about that information. So if I don't have any documents ready made, I can use create, and I can add any of these Google G Suite documents. So again, I've got Word document, word processing, presentation, spreadsheet, graphics, and forms and quizzes here. So I could use those, but for this example, I'm going to add, so again I can add from my Google Drive, so stuff I've already created I'm reusing. I can link to external websites, so if I've got some information I'd like my learners to read, I can link to that, and I can also upload files from my computer or link a YouTube video. So example I'll show you just now. If I have a web link, for example, I can copy that and I can add that as a web link. So there's some information my learners might need to use for their reading. And the other part I'm going to do is I'm going to add some files that I already have. So here is my question sheet. I'm going to add that. So I've already created this using Google Docs. And the other part I'm going to add here is, so what I've added here, I've got a web link, and when that's presented to my learners, they can click on that, they can read the information they need to. This one is a worksheet that I've made using Google Docs. So again, they've got to read the text, answer these questions and sentences about Zac Efron, and the last one I have attached here is a text document which has been taken mostly from Wikipedia, and I've cut that down a wee bit, and my learners have to read that and use that to answer the questions. What's important to show you here is the options. When I upload documents, the learners can either view the file, which means it's read only. They can't edit it. They can edit the file, but that means all learners are editing the same file, so that's useful for collaboration. But what I want to use when I'm creating assignments for assessment purposes, my classwork, what I want to do is make a copy for each student. So I have made one document, but when my learners open it, Google G Suite will automatically create them a new copy, and it will attach. You see here, the demo one I'm using was a copy I made for another student. So it's going to attach their name to that, and you will get, if you've got 30 learners in your class, when the 30 learners have opened it, you will have 30 copies of that worksheet completed for assessment. The last one here, this view the file, I'm going to keep that because I want my learners to be able to read this, but I don't want them editing the information that other learners need to be able to read. What's worth pointing out also here is you can see this document was created in Google Docs. This one was created on Microsoft Word, but I'm still able to upload that and attach it using G Suite and Classroom. Even though it's a Word document, G Suite will read it, but it will also give me this option. You can see with the W, it's a Word file and not the horizontal lines which represents Google Docs, but I can open it in Google Docs and format it to Google Docs, so all very handy there. On the right hand side then, so this is the learning materials. On the right hand side, just for being able to assign it, I can send it to any of my classes at the same time. So again, if you've got 3 second year classes, you could send the same learning out to those same classes at once. You can assign it to all of the students in that group, or just a particular student, or just particular students on the list. I'm going to always suggest that we turn off the points. We don't want learners to focus on a score. We want assessment for learning, not of learning necessarily. And so we want to maybe get rid of the points there. You can set a due date. So I would like to set this for next Friday. And the time's optional, but if you click on it, it will automatically go to the end of the day. So it's due at the end of the day, a week tomorrow. And I'm going to put it in as literacy in English under the topic, so that it's easier to find. There are options here for rubrics and originality reports. Again, if you want to look at originality reports, just helps some proofreading and helps you kind of guide them towards not plagiarising other sources. Click that, have a look at that, and see if that's something you're going to use with your class. Rubrics we'll cover in another lesson. Last part on assignments here, I can press the wee triangle to assign it just now. I could schedule that to go out tomorrow, so I could schedule it to be released tomorrow for my learners. So if I don't want them getting started on it just now, or I don't want them to be working it over the weekend, I could schedule that for Monday. I can save it as a draft, or I can delete the draft here with the discard button. But if I close it using the cross on the left hand side, it's automatically saved anyway, so I don't really have to save it as a draft. It's automatically saved. And once I press that blue button, it will assign this activity. So we'll do that and have a look at it from the learner's point of view. So I'll just take a wee moment. Once it is assigned, you can see here, if I go into literacy in English, this new comprehension activity is here. My learners have a Word document, they have a web link, and they have a Google Doc worksheet that I'd like them to complete. You can see it's been assigned to 3 people, and as each learner clicks on that, that is what they will see. They've got the reading materials, they've got their instructions, and they have their tasks that I'd like them to complete. It's also worth noting that that gets automatically posted in Stream. So here's an update. Mr. Milliken's posted a new assignment, and it also goes to marks. And you can see here that this was assigned. It's due for next week on Friday, and you can see this comprehension activity is here. So I can look across the term, or I can look at just this one particular assignment and see who has done that or has not done that. So I hope that's the first part of assignments. We'll look at the others a bit more briefly, because most of those options work across the different types of assignments, but have a look at the playlist and see what those other types of assignments are. They might be more useful. We'll also have some videos in the playlist about creating Google Docs, Google Slides, forms, etc. as well, and they'll be done as separate videos. So it's about really watching different videos and joining up the parts that you require for your learners. I hope that's been useful. Thanks for joining us, and join us again soon for some more videos. Thank you.